Breaking news at 5 o'clock. The wrong-way driver who hit a Milwaukee police officer was supposedly on a drinking binge for 2 days and doesn't even remember what happened.
That is what the criminal complaint says. The document was just released about an hour ago. We've got team coverage on this one. We start with Henry Rossoff, who's live at a prayer vigil that's about to get underway for the officer.
And that prayer vigil here at St. Joseph's at 6th and Lincoln is about an hour away, but we are getting more information about the 19-year-old police arrested yesterday in Chicago. Check it out. This is a picture of Juan Carlos Alvarado. According to his criminal complaint, he was arrested in Chicago and charged with first-degree reckless injury and recklessly endangering safety. He could be looking at upwards of 25 years in prison if convicted. The break in the case came when Milwaukee police located his black Chevy Malibu yesterday. According to the criminal complaint, a neighbor near 15th Street in Beecher noticed the damage to the car and asked Alvarado about it. Alvarado told him he'd been drinking for 2 days, fell asleep, and didn't remember what happened. That neighbor saw a news story about the Christmas night hit and run and then called police. Officer Vertoshnik is still in critical condition over at Frederick Hospital, but his family did release a statement today, and we want to share those words with you that they've passed along to us. Quote, "We want to express our gratitude for the overwhelming support for Frank and our family, the embraces, the hugs, the handshakes, phone calls, and kindness that have been shown to us during this difficult time." And again, the prayer service for him begins in just about an hour here at St. Joseph's live at 6th and Lincoln, open to the public and police. Live from 6th and Lincoln, Henry Rossoff, Fox 6 News.
Thank you, Henry. Thank you so much. Well, we have got more on this story right now. How did police find the suspect? Well, the big clue, of course, came yesterday.
Yeah, and that clue was the car. It was what led to that car? Fox 6's Tammy Hughes is live with more. Tammy?
Yeah, here's what we do know. 19-year-old Juan Alvarado was arrested in Chicago and formally charged late this afternoon. We also reported last night that police found the car they were looking for in a Southside garage. But how it got there, we learned today, is where this story gets a little complicated.
This is exclusive video from Wednesday on Beecher Street between 15th Place and 15th Street, when police towed the black Chevy Malibu believed to be the car that crashed into Officer Frank Vertoshnik, a car they now say belonged to Juan Carlos Alvarado. On Thursday, a bike officer was still patrolling the alley, and we spoke with a family member of a man who was renting the garage.
My dad didn't know anything about the car.
She said her dad had been renting the two-car garage for 6 months, and he recently agreed to rent out half of it to someone else.
The guy been renting it like 2 months now. My dad been renting it for 6, and the guy, I don't know where he lives really.
According to the criminal complaint, that man gave Alvarado permission to leave the Malibu in the garage and said Alvarado admitted he got into an accident but couldn't remember what happened or where it happened. The family member told us after seeing reports of the crash on the news, they decided to go to police.
We went to the police station and asked the police to check the car out because we didn't want to get in trouble, because the night before they had already had permission to open up every garage around the neighborhood. We didn't want to get in trouble, so we were like, you need to check this car out.
I talked to the owner of this garage. It's an elderly woman. She told me she doesn't know anything about the man who was arrested and has no idea how his car made it into her garage. Milwaukee police will only say that District 2 police officers were key in locating the suspect and that Chicago police assisted in the arrest. They also want to credit the community, which they say gave information that led to that arrest.
And I did talk to the man who rents the garage from the elderly woman today. All he could tell me was that he didn't know Alvarado. It was the other man renting from him who agreed to let Alvarado leave his car there. He said he's been asked by police not to talk. As for Alvarado, he is in the Cook County Jail and he will need to be extradited back to Wisconsin. Reporting live in the newsroom, I'm Tammy Hughes, Fox 6 News.
Tammy,